I'm not just a delegate. I'm from Ashanti region, from Kwame. The disaster of James Sabos is constituency. I'm a campaign team member for the constituency.
For the constituency?
Yes, if you're a constituency campaign team member.
Okay. So let me ask you, and when I'm buying a son of pain, I'm bedroom. And no better time, man.
Maybe do and no nonsia. I'm bedroom nonsia, not hanging out for my. It will be home no say, Nana Bafo, my Jumapa, and to Mr. Yakunaso.
The Hana woman, Sabi and someone for and I say, Nipangasa,
and your mamma can't show. What to move number Momo? Just said, some my bonnet now, but not Ghana soon feel watch it. Not Yapamano. Oh, and 1 year, until a month of a good hammer, non sion, not Haboma, a Haboma. So, it said, Ghana for some I moved now, so now Yakupadum, Yapamno, and you want for the Musuo, and in the good.
It's in a complaint about Ashanti region. That's a man said and trauma. One got some coffin was like one said and
you can say Ashanti region, young Prof for the way.
It's normally the Ashanti there, everybody perceives Ashanti there. It's for the MPP, right?
But maybe Ashanti, the Prof did it. Naana Opoku-Agyemang for me Kwabrini is a chair, Ashanti. Mama Kenya, John Macau, and to me Ashanti Pio. Ashanti Ashanti, the Tomoto, and I'm saying Okumkom, Pomake, or 2 for Alpha, and I was that man, special aid in the bodyguard. It's now Ashanti 4, yes, so a tassel, Ashanti 4, not a year, not a bar, or Massus also. Now, a quay by Namamonia, and Yaman Koye, or Tata, Nipa, or Tata, and Chaba, when or yes, I'm maintained. I got a 4 pound of my penny for that.
It's one question. Sesaya Namiadum, Yadam Mahama basis and give back the Botipan, Apasoyama, Ghana funny Ashanti for like Ashanti region.
I never come Ashanti mine. After maybe Ashanti mine a Namusini. Now, you're Mahama or Yanipa or Ashanti home. And what's that? Oh, yeah. I Sabia, S.I.A. Katiano. Now, Adia. One guy also obey or catch a mirror or set obey or say a children I friend of Swami Bridge now, a friend is obey what's the crop from now for obey a coy or Munya obey was say Katiana what is the catch of one Profoya Bedihusicano obey no yeah was that the unlock interchange oh I look some back on them for no back on them so back on them or Nina it was GD on the Musa Mahama and I have Papa no and so I won't cry your panels no obey no 2 for now Angela Sulala that's Obama Sabia so coming to them that's Obama Quasia and yeah, that's it. That's a first of you. You're from Naana, Opoku-Agyemang for a word. Matseria, that's a far.
Within the Ali to Al Hassan, we are just going to call
just kind of buy. And one of the three and I said, another 3.
But Tommy, just come. I bet in a cry.
Business,
yeah. Now, with the mass, say, Mama, when you're away and there, I didn't come away. Then the first time I'm in Edison, come away. Your bomb pay. Say, to where I didn't to Mamma. Yana, Yana, Apocraman. Inshallah. Nayam born, Nayam swat, or mine. And for Sonaka said, dear, Uboti, dear. But you vote, Papa. Uboti, I know Boti. And Yaso to my, it's with the Hayana Boti and Tammy candidate. Good. It's no, and never then at Jomama, oh, particular, no per se, Wabe, or Yama Ghana for a benefit. That's it, that's it. As a mad Papa, say, or your mother say, make can now my wife. I will my first born, no, we enter for. I will reach hospital by then 2012. Me say, yeah, we have be a way and whom I say. Then I'm soon be yellow. Yaba, you know, Muso, Munipi, Munko. And a second one, you will 2015. I'm a summer Masa, and you be a Metomuja, Musa, or Banyamuja, Metomuja. Ampa, Metomuja Coy, and almost maybe the reference, or Mamma Mujano, Intino, you know, almost a buying Bafa now. Yes, you have a woman is kind of pass. And the actually more for 2022. Oma mi to moja 2 units. Nina oma you say more ba no. I won see this oma mama. Entino mampani we ba e o ba say no. Supervision mo manye to pa. Institution bia mo obia omo yin penifo. Omo yin penifo make sure say adwo we penifo ho.
That's it. Nyamisha.
And it works. So how to figure
No, I see them. Like when
I don't know you, so I don't work.
Sabro Hairston Media GHR. I am President Mahama, I NDC. I am Stanley in another inauguration, Cassia Nona Air Costono. Sabri Patoma Begua in the Bagoto, Haina Aboma. Now, oh, I just. Sam so adwene ya obel like no wa share area like na fa we say fabra I stone media Sabre President John Dramani Mahama the inauguration kasia alazadi for Ghana ma area man na sabe di patom ye ni anom no for ba omundi agro e say ba Independence Square ha mo a Sabe baby bia ayema unya baby kwa na watana baby bia ayema. Nti we nipa bebre de ginger nipa bebre de ginger no. Unya baby kwa entana Independence Square. Yeba around by 2. Yeba 2 na ha mo ayema yeba around by 2 yeba na ha ayema. I installed media just abre yeba like and subscribe. Now I share e dia mai. I want to me na. I want. Ko jana ba bra na me na. Ko jana ba na me. Sabro hand is for my kama omuhucha and is for my mom. And for my mom. Oya Mariana omuhucha and no for Oya. Jero Haluna Idrusu. And before Tamale South, Nemana Edi Asasano, Nemana Edi Asasano, Nemana Edi Asasano. All the way from North, Namaba, Amabe Biboha. There be as I like it. If I like better, will be as I like it. Edia Mae. Mose ever my. New York. As you can see, we're sitting is soon I am I the other side of Independence Square and the Blaster Square. Aha side in I am a baby agent. Over the other side in a baby beer I am. We came here around by 2 Yebedrua, baby beer aboma, baby beer aboma. And Canada. Matters, we give God the glory for message around the message by Beckham and the amount. Message for Beckham and the amount. Baby Bia Boma. We came here around by 2 baby Bia Boma. Baby. So,
Nam buying Sujano Sue, Cosu,
so far,
oh, my 20 said 300 cities.
Vuvuzela and Kwana.
Pacho, I know Kwamito a chance to name me Bano, a science, Migusu, me.
Bankasano, Ubase, Ube.
Namba and Yadin Ton Quantin Namba.
Now, where Ubahe we need to idea who is saying, then I will expect it. Say, yes, when in India, oh,
Misha say, Bibia because we are a Ghana for if say a brache, yen himself ba, Bibia because we are my Enutina, Yakabumna, Yepese, Yen Piano, Juma, Obey, am a Ghana for no, Enutina Yen Ayawano.
All right, so inauguration of President-Elect John Dramani Mahama here at the Black Star Square. We're still here. We'll be interacting with the many people who have come to witness this momentous event. Don't forget that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, campaigned on the back of, restoring macroeconomic stability, living in Ghana. And so a lot more people are expecting that any moment after he's sworn in, policies and actions are put together to ensure that the cost of living gets expect some level of relief. And so when you speak to almost all the persons that we've been talking about, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that's a Lottie fanatic.
Actually.
From which constituency?
I'm from Ibenia Hasubakwa constituency.
Right. When did you get here?
I got here this morning around 4:30.
Right.
Actually, we are here to at least have a view of whatever is going to happen here. And we believe this is the second independence for Ghana. Actually, Ghana has gone through a lot. Under this Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, we have seen a lot of things happening. Corruption is one thing you can't go away with. And actually the youth, we are waking up, or you have woken up to see that Ghana is going to be better. And of course, Ghana is going to be better as under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama promising us with 24 hours economy, which I can say is the one of the best policies Ghana is ever going to have. And actually, looking at whatever is going on, the youth are all crying. This e-levy, of which it's killing us, the betting tax and everything that John Dramani Mahama has promised to take it away. And we're expecting to happen within these few weeks, because he promised us within the 120 days that is going to happen. I am here, and I'm very happy to be part of this history. And I believe God is never going to shame NDC, and he's never going to shame anybody. Because once we have the gallant boys at the parliament, Ghana is going to have the best of it time. And we know things are going to happen in the right way as we all want. Within 4 years, he was able to do a lot. So if I'm expecting a lot, I believe it is good for me to expect a lot. Because within 4 years, we all can believe the number of roads he built. He built E-blocks. He did a lot of things. Hospitals, you can't go away with it. So if he's able to do a lot within 4 years, then I am expecting a lot within 4 years. Actually. So he can do a lot.
You spoke about course of that particular committee.
You know, this aura with this 5-member committee selected, I in person, I am actually impressed. Because if I see that man there, if I say that man, the North Tongue MP, if I see that gentleman on television exposing a lot of corruption activities in Ghana, and this gentleman has a lot of corruption activities in Ghana, and this gentleman has been selected as part of the team to fight against corruption, then I am well impressed that Ghana, thank you very much. My name is Peter, former IT director of Ibena.
That was Black Star Square. These dancers, you know, I can hazard a guess, are coming from Northern Ghana, looking at their costuming and what have you. Popular stand. There are some who have decided to, you know, get closer to. Which will be leading Ghana in the next 4 years. Quickly, let's try still and engage some of the party supporters who are here. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Alhaji. I see you trying to get.
I come to witness and
which
Inshallah.
And what's your name?
Moro Sasi.
Sasi. Okay, so that was Moro Sasi. He's been here since 7:30 a.m. from the Odododio constituency. We are still, bringing you sights and sounds from the popular stand here at the Black Star Square. Many party supporters clad in NDC t-shirts. A lot of them wearing white, signifying victory. Let me speak to you quickly. Good morning to you, sir. I can see you are tired. How long have you been here?
We came here 3 days today.
Whoa, 3 days today?
Yes.
Purposely to attend this event?
Yes.
From which region?
From Bimbila.
From Bimbila?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Were you given transportation or you came here by yourself?
We came here by ourselves.
And you were going by yourself?
We're going by ourselves.
Why did you decide to do that?
Oh, Mama is somebody that we want. So we are very grateful that he has taken the country back. Yes.
And what would be your advice to the incoming government?
My advice is that the Mahama'S will be very careful about who is appointing as ministers. We don't want any disappointment again. We only want that the country should go as we want. So we don't want to have any arrogant minister. We just want to have ministers that will do the work for us so that the country will go as we want. The country is not well at all. It's not good.
So you spoke about disappointment.
Yeah. Going around on his campaign, we told him all what was happening under his government in the previous time. So I'm very sure Mahama is going to rule the country as we want. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can see how we have competent executives. Somebody like our national chairman, our national secretary, they cannot fail us. They will do as we want. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Your name again?
My name is Ngar Mapayos, former communication officer for Bimbila. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, and then maybe before I let you go, what are some of the key policies that you see your government big?
This is 24-hour economy. It's a policy that is going to help all of us. 24 hours. And we are going to make sure that free education go well. We want free education to be delivered very well because it was not well structured. And so Mahama is going to make sure that free education will stand well. It will not be running as red, yellow, green. No. We don't want such education.
Thank you very much. And so you blasting, not because video documentary that is showing of that short documentary on the screens a while ago. Reasons why you heard the vuvuzelas and the noise going through the roof. We are still here at the Black Star Square. This event is going to be starting at 10 a.m. As we know, but even before that, there are a lot of events that are already sales. Let me speak to this lady who is selling cashew. It's a business person. Okay, so right in front of me there is a Bobo session ongoing. Certainly a group from the stronghold of the form of entertainment to the many people who are in the popular stand. Those are pictures.
unaccredited entry and movement into the perimeter, and so that is what you see, and a number of them surrounded around this inner perimeter where key dignitaries and the official swearing in will be taking place in there. So that is it about security. Now remember that a few days ago the Ministry of Information released a press statement directing that there will be no drones allowed to fly over this edifice at the Independence Square for security reasons as the ceremony goes on. And so that is what we have for now. No drones allowed, under tight security, security men guarding the perimeter where the ceremony will be taking place. We understand that it's going to take place. It's going to begin at about 10 a.m. That is what we have gathered so far. And so as we speak, that is what is happening. A number of dignitaries we have seen. We spotted the former Attorney General Marietta Brew up here, Opon, who came in here some few minutes ago. Now we know that after John Mahama released a list of his appointments to his office, which would be the office of the president in Jubilee House, we know that she was part of that list. She was part of that list. So let me just give you a picture of what is happening. So the inner perimeter, like I said, just a few people will be allowed in, their dignitaries, and that is what we see. So they come in with their convoy, led by their guards, and then the security will aid them to. Okay, so that is the special aid to John Mahama, the person of Joyce. There's a lot of expectations for the John Mahama administration.
Expectations are very high, and I am confident in my heart that expectations will be met. I have no doubt in my mind. Right.
One last thing. We saw yesterday the list of appointees to the office of the president. A lot of people were expecting you to give it, but what's going on there? I'm sure the same people will probably have other things to say. Never mind. I think that this is one of the greatest decisions ever. You can see that they span his legal advisor, the former Attorney General. We have our Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Deborah.
We have the executive secretary to the president, Dr. Mahama. You know, we have the acting spokesperson. I've had a very long spell, and I think that the president knows that I also need a break sometimes. So I think it is a fantastic choice, a fantastic team. I have no doubt in my mind that they'll do very, very well.
When you say you need a break, does that mean you need a break from the office of the president?
You can't always be on the first list. I think that so, you know, look, the beauty about the NDC is that there's just so many people, so much talent. It's a large pool. I mean, think about it. I've been special aid spokesperson for just almost 10 years. I think that others should also take the lead. And Felix was actually a fantastic supporter and my deputy for all these years. He was deputy communications when we were in office, if you remember. He was actually spokesperson to the transition team. I think that this is a great team. You know, I'm filled with so much pride. And to be honest with you, if I didn't even take up any formal position, I will still be serving John Mahama. And I think it's an honor and a privilege that I hand over to such an amazing team. It's to the glory of God. You know, look, we are always looking for destiny helpers. Sometimes the servants also bring their destinies to bear on the bosses. So I think that today we are all deeply enamored and thankful to God. We are elated. I mean, just look around you. What else?
The beauty of it, I'm sure a lot of work has gone into it.
A lot of work, and to the fantastic team that work behind the scenes, I think they've done an awesome job. And
you are a close associate to John Mahama. He has indicated that in 14 days, in 90 days, he's going to constitute the leanest and efficient government. He's going to bring out the fullest of his appointees. Does it start from today, 7 January, or tomorrow?
He's hit the ground running. You know, we have the oral team in place. They are preparing very strongly towards all these investigations. You know that we also have a second group that is in place. It is a security team that is also working. Now we've had a very set of persons who will actually be leading him straight into government. And so today we are here to go through the formalities where he'll be sworn in by the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honourable Alban Bagbin. And you saw what happened in Parliament yesterday. And of course, all the Prez-Elect who are now full members of Parliament. We have to be very proud of this team that has been put in place. And I know that John is running.
Thank you. We know you are with Mr. Mokhtari, so who knows of that. Congratulations. So that is Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, the special aid to John Mahama, was one spokesperson for John Mahama, was spokesperson for John Mahama during the campaign. So that is what you see in your shot. She is one of the few dignitaries who will be allowed into the inner perimeter, like you were seeing. Like we said, the security here is very tight. If you do not have the tags, accredited tags like Channel 1 TV and City FM has, you will not be here at the inner perimeter. And so what we are seeing are key officers of the security taking their seats. We expect that more of them will be coming. We will do well to bring you the full details of how the ceremony will be going, but that is what we see right now. And so that podium you see to my right or at my back will be where the swearing in proper is going to take place, where the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Gertrude Rabat Tokono, will be administering the oath to the president, and then the president and vice president-elect also taking their oath. Now remember that they are going to take 2 oaths, one which is going to be the oath of allegiance and then the oath of office as mandated by the 1992 Constitution. So that is what we are going to see at this particular podium. And behind this podium is going to be where the Speaker of Parliament will be sitting, and then the 2 deputies. We will have now we know Bernard Ahiafo, who is the Akachi South Member of Parliament, and also the former MP Andrews Esiama, who are the first and second deputy speakers who were just sworn in at midnight. They would also be seated by the Speaker of Parliament. And then to the right, we understand that members of Parliament, the new members of Parliament, will be taking their seats. There to observe what is happening. Remember that this is a parliamentary sitting. Now, if you know, during the Hela Leman time, the Dr. Kwame Nkrumah time, they were sworn in at the chamber, that is the parliamentary chamber. And due to the increase in numbers, the beauty they want to give it, that is what has given the space and then the move to organize this independence, to organize this swearing-in ceremony at the Independence Square. So that is what is happening. I am seeing here the campaign manager for John Mahama. He has done a lot of work in terms of taking the president-elect John Mahama around the country. He has been aiding in whatever that they had to go through to get the numbers for this particular seat. Joshua Alabi, Professor Joshua Alabi, he is the campaign manager for John Mahama. Hello, sir, you're welcome to Channel 1.
Thank you.
I see you in white. What does this mean?
Oh, white means victory, happiness. We're all happy here. It's a great day, not only for His Excellency John Mahama, but for the NDC and the country as a whole. So we should celebrate it and live up to it. That's it, yeah.
Right. I know that John Mahama, you have been with him across the country. There are a number of things that he said, a number of promises and all of that. But what really do you want to hear today? Today is an exceptional day to speak to Ghanaians and the international body as a whole. What do you expect him to say to the country?
Of course, normally after elections, the country becomes polarized, and I'm expecting unity. I'm expecting inclusiveness, and I'm expecting the assurances of the promises he gave, and the fact that we should all get on board to rebuild this country. It's the only country we have. So I'm really expecting a lot, and I'm also expecting the direction, so that we all follow. Yeah.
A number of people are expectant of the John Mahama administration. Already, we are seeing some appointments being made. Already, we are seeing some key decisions being taken by the John Mahama administration through a statement by his now spokesperson. Are we to see that the grounds running? You know, we're putting things in place this quickly to get the reset that you want.
Of course, you know, this is his second coming. He's not a new person again. He was a vice president and a president, and he's coming back. So it's already in motion. He knows exactly way before the inauguration, but he started before the inauguration, which means that he's well focused. And once we finish with today's business, it's on the. So I think that we are having a president who knows the terrain. He's not now going to go through the flat house to know what is there. He knows exactly, he knows all the corners of there, and he's worked with a lot of the NDC officials, so he knows exactly what to do. He's like a coach who knows who to put at the right place. So yes, it's going to be good, and it's already in motion, and that's good for all of us.
You use the key word in replacement of the Jubilee House, which is a Flagstaff house. We know the whole brouhaha with that. Is that to say that there's a possibility of a change in name of the Jubilee House?
Let's wait and see. But whatever it is a seat of government, and he knows everything about the seat of government. Yeah. So let's wait and see. Yeah.
So that is Professor Joshua Alabi. Thank you so much for speaking with us. He is campaign manager for John Mahama. He is a key person, and so where you see under this yellow stand, you see the name tags on it. The national chairman of the NDC, Julius Debra, who now we know is chief of staff, will be taking his seat. We have the first lady, who is supposed to be the spouse of John Mahama, her lady Lordina Mahama, taking her seat, and a number of spouses of key people within the NDC. And I am seeing Hannah Bisu, who is the women's organizer of the NDC, a key person within the National Democratic Congress. She has worked hard across the country, gathering women behind now vice president to be, the first female vice president to be. I'm sure you are too excited to have a woman now as vice president.
Extremely excited. As a member of the National Democratic Congress, extremely excited as a Ghanaian woman. So for us to have the first female vice president of this nation, it's a huge gain for us as women across board. So for me, today represents two huge fold of joy. One fold because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's work has vindicated him, and Ghanaians have spoken loud and given him comfort to operate, so that he's not frustrated with all the good things he has for the nation. And also, he's coming along with a woman. We never thought of it, we never dreamt of it, but today it's become a reality. So for me, it's a huge victory for Ghana, for me as a president, and for all women.
See more women to be appointed to that particular government, seat of government.
Exactly. The NDC, by the grace of God, even though that's not the number we wanted, but we've increased from 20 female to 31, and we are very hopeful that the 32, which is Opoku-Agyemang, we are hopeful that we get our own back. And so for us, it's a huge thing for us. And also President John Dramani Mahama he promised 30%, in his appointment Opoku-Agyemang.
Thank you so much. That is Hannah Disu, who is the women organizer of the National Democratic Congress. So like I said, this is where the executives of the National Democratic Congress will be taking their seat. We have just spotted Julius Debra, who is Chief of Staff of the John Mahama administration, or at the office of the president. We'll try and get an interview with him, but that is what you see in your shots as well. So like I said, they are in here, the key people within the party are in here. They would be here with their spouses. So like you see Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, behind her is Mr. Mokhtari, who is her spouse, and then as well as we saw the Chief of Staff coming in here with his spouse as well. We'll try and get
those were live pictures from the Black Star Square, Akosia Orchard, running that commentary there, and of course engaging all those dignitaries.
Is declared the winner of the country's presidential election, having run a campaign pledging economic rescue.
This historic moment marks Mahama's return to the presidency, as well as the swearing in of Ghana's first ever female vice president. As the inauguration day approaches, the Black Star Square is being transformed into a vibrant celebration venue.
About loyalty, the same NDC complained when Naana Akufo-Addo, the president, awarded or rewarded sort of his people who have been loyal to him, whether it been family or not. And we saw some complaints from the NDC. Now he's awarding his, John Mahama is awarding his people. Is that not to say you're not being fair to President?
Well, so you see where it started. You were the one who said that he's probably rewarding loyalty. So naturally I needed to comment on that. But I don't think John Mahama is necessarily going to comment on a policy. The first and foremost thing he's looking for will be competency and one's ability to work. Don't forget that he's got only 4 years and that there's no experiment who can get it rolling. And I think that's exactly what is informing his choice of or selection of the members of the team.
What should we expect in the John Mahama government? I'm sure that you have worked with him. You've had discussions as to how the country is going to head, how you're going to reset the country in your own words. What should we expect?
Well, basically, I want to give everybody hope. It's hope, hope, hope. And the question is that, is it possible? Yes, it's possible when you have the right people who are determined to make things happen. And knowing President Mahama, for example, when we were in office, almost every week, each minister was supposed to report to him personally. He picks a chat with you and asks questions as to where you were with an assignment given to you. I believe we are going to go the same way. We're not going to change from that. Plus, you learn a lot of things on the job. And so since he's been at the office before and coming again, you can be assured that we'll try as much as possible to minimize mistakes and to make sure we get everything right.
This means that there's also accountability at the top, just as we should be expecting from.
Yeah, without accountability, nothing works in governance. You have to ensure that people do not abuse their positions and people do the right thing, and especially with regards to management of the fund, public funds. I think it's an area that we need to keep an eye so as to ensure that we limit the wastage if we can even elate it.
Thank you so much and congratulations once again.
Thank you, my pleasure.
So that is the Honorable Julius Deborah, who is the Chief of Staff now at the Office of the President. He has taken his seat, and a number of them quite coming in. We also see Prosper Bani, who was former chief of staff, and now he is heading the John Mahama national security team. Maybe we should head to him and have a conversation with him as well. I see that a lot of people who are wearing the kente, there are some who have decided to put on the suits, which so much like we'll try and get to him briefly. Hello, sir. Welcome to Channel One News.
Fine. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You, former chief of staff, now you are heading the national security team. Okay. Okay. So that former national chairman of the regional chairman of the Greater Accra region. The spectacles really looks like Prosper Bani when he wears his spectacles, and so the confusion is that Adekoka is the former Greater Accra regional chairman of the National Democratic Congress. You have worked hard getting the NDC a number of seats in Parliament. Now it is time for Parliament to work. It has been constituted, inaugurated. What do you expect from the members of Parliament who have been inaugurated?
Well, I think the country needs to be reset. And that is why the NDC got an overwhelming majority of seats in Parliament. Over the years, the past 8 years, we have all seen the deterioration of the country. And so the expectations are very high. It behoves on us to ensure that the mandate that the people of Ghana gave to us is well executed. And I believe and pray that President Mahama, starting from today, will exhibit the resilience that needs to reset the country. He has been there before, so I'm sure he has learned from his mistakes in the past. And we are hoping that this time forward, this time we will be able to do, if not all, at least achieve at least enough development for this country. And that's the wish and hope of everybody.
John Mahama has a number of promises being made. The 120 days social contract, where he's talked about the scrapping of taxes, the investigation into what he says scandalous projects, National Cathedral. He mentions the BOG headquarters and all of that. But what really are your interests? What really do you want to see? If he doesn't take any of these moves or plans, what really do you want to see him take?
Oh, those infractions must be obviously investigated, and those who have really done harm to the country, what do you call it? Restitution must be made.
So you are interested in the investigation?
You cannot prove somebody guilty without investigating the issue. So the issue needs to be investigated. And the outcomes will depend on what actions will be taken. But above all, what is important is to create the enabling environment for generation, the young, the youth, to have employment. And that's the yardstick. The yardstick is people getting work to do. And I believe President Mahama will do it.
You think that this is his legacy term and he would be able to fulfill all the promises that he has made?
No, not that he will fulfill all the promises that's made, but at least the major ones, the priority ones, will have to be dealt with, and I'm positive he will do it.
All right, thank you so much, Adekoka, the Greater Accra, former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. And so still there is houses of key people within the National Democratic Congress coming in.
Engaging Julius Debra earlier, and then of course Chairman Adekoka, former NDC Greater Accra Regional Chairman there. So back in studio, we're going to be looking at some of the things that the President-elect, who is of course the reason why we're seated here this morning, because today happens to be his swearing in and inauguration. We're going to be looking at some of the things that he has said he will do. He has promised to hit the grounds running, and of course there's evidence to that fact, as we have seen him name a number of people into key positions in his government. Of course, these appointments were scheduled to take effect on the 7th of January. I'll give you a quick list of the appointees as they were named by John Dramani Mahama, and then Caleb can bring us some of the things that he has said he will do in the nearest possible time. So this is a list of the appointees as announced by John Dramani Mahama through his spokesperson and aide, Felix Kwachi Ofosu.
Right.
One, you have Dr. Callistus Mahama,
yes,
who will become the executive secretary to the president. You have Prosper Douglas Bani, head of interim security task force.
Correct.
There's Dr. Valerie Sawyer, senior presidential advisor on governmental affairs. Augustus Guzi Tano. And it's interesting. Earlier, I was watching the inauguration of John Adekunku on 7th January 2001.
That's right.
And you should have seen a younger Guzi Tano sporting an afro. Well-shaped. Oh boy.
Giving you the rolling.
So Augustus Guzi Tano has been appointed to serve as presidential advisor responsible for 24-hour economy and accelerated export development. Then there's Opoku-Agyemang, legal counsel to the president. And then you have the Honorable Felix Kwachi Ofosu, acting spokesperson to the president. Now let's look at some of the things that John Dramani has said.
So today is 7th January, right?
Yes, it is.
So if I add 14 to 7, that's like what? 21?
21.
So that should bring us to like 24th of January.
Yes.
By 24th of this month, we should all expect that President Mahama has nominated a complete list of his cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval should be out. So by the time this month comes to an end, it was like 24th. By 24th of this month, we should be expecting the list of cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval. That's a lot of pressure on President Mahama, but he has created this. We are anticipating it because in his social contract with us, he's promised us that within the first 14 days, we're going to know all his cabinet ministers.
Yeah.
Now, by that time, we should also know within the 90 days, that should be by end of March,
yes,
we should know that he would have constituted what he describes as the leanest, most efficient government under the Fourth Republic. By the end of March, we should know this. And then it will come with an established code of conduct and standards for all government appointees or officials. So by the end of his first 90 days, we all will know how his government officials will be behaving, how they'll be conducting themselves in public and outside public. We should get to know that. Very interesting promise. Now, he will hold a national economic dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget.
Right,
so by this time, they would have gone through the books, handing over, and the appointees would have acclimatized themselves with the reality of the kitty of the nation, and it would have made us know how the state of the economy is looking like, and then there will be a national economic dialogue. Discuss the trade. We've said that. Within 90 days, I'm sending you Momo. Oh, let me do the other. You will not feel any pinch. Say you want to send me some 2,000 Ghana cedi. You're not going to feel any Momo. E-levy will be scrapped by the first 90 days. Again, there is an overwhelming majority in Parliament, so we are not expecting any excuse whatsoever. If I'm sending my tithes for Easter Convention, I'm not expecting what has been happening in the past couple of years. Because John Mahama's promise and his social contract is that e-levy would have been abolished, COVID-19 levy would be gone, 10%,
on the betting
for investors.
Oh, the investors,
recreational investors.
Commercial investors.
If you're a recreational investor, by March, if you have some wins, you should be sure that your 10%
cash out
win
minus
that has
the
been
10%.
taken, you're going to have all of that.
Very well.
And then the emissions levy we've been paying to would have been gone.
Very
and then within the first 90 days in office, there should be a review of taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purposes.
Awesome.
So I went to Abuso early because some of the parts that I've been paying by April, man, Charlie, I bled. So by Easter, if you're going to Abuso Kaimpe, the promises of John Mahama, if that is anything to go by, there will be taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported would have been abolished. Agricultural equipment to the taxes on same will be gone. And then quickly, there will be the commencement of drafting needed for legal amendments and then preparation for implementation of the 24-hour economy under the office of the president. Already we know who will be manning that, giving you a sense of the urgency that the government will be attaching to the 24-hour economy. There will be the establishment of the Accelerated Export Development Council. This will be to promote exports as part of a broader strategy for economic transformation.
Yes, and same will be under the supervision of Augustus Lusitano.
Absolutely. And then there will be another convening. This time, it will be a national consultative conference on education to build consensus on needed improvements to the sector. And you can be sure that free SHS will be big under this one. And then there will be the implementation of no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions. This is implementational. It's 90 days.
Such a huge tax, a lot of responsibility, expectations high. But let me welcome Larry to the studio. And of course, the Larry the Larry. Programming. He ran the night shift. We are over the but you good firms. Yeah. All right, so earlier we put out the list of the appointments made by Dramani Mahama, which will include Dr. Callistus Mahama, Executive Secretary to the President, Prosper Douglas Bani, Head of Interim Security Task Force, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, Augustus Guzi Tano, Presidential Advisor responsible for the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development, Marietta Ejewa Brew, Legal Counsel to the President, and then Honorable Felix Kwachiofosu, acting spokesperson to the President. These appointments made by John Mahama, of course, giving credence to his desire to hit the grounds running, and of course, his promise to deliver certain things within first 14 days, first 90 days, first 100 days. But this first appointment that he has made, what do you make of the personalities in there?
Thank you, and then good morning to our viewers and then our listeners, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're live on radio 97.3.
Let me put before the president is inaugurated, you need something like a skeletal staff that he has to, who will prepare a way for him to assume office. You get it. And so I think Akufo-Addo did a similar thing, and then President Mills, also tried, did something like that. So you appoint chief of staff, you have what you call let's say executive secretary, you also have the national security coordinator, and all these guys are in the interim. Now, when you take over fully, sometimes they pretend to are not, they're up to the task. Okay, some are maintained, others are, are reviewed. I think right from here, we might also hear people who have been giving, let's say, interim ministerial appointments, sort of, not necessarily designated.
Yes.
You know, Tufu and I were discussing whether we have a president assistant now, because we've not inaugurated John Mahama yet, and the president's tenure technically ended last night. So
this don't.
So the speaker. This don't. So, Larry, who's in charge of the nation?
But none of them, neither the speaker nor the chief justice has taken the presidential oath.
Right. So they cannot act in place of the
I don't think so. But the assumption
so who's running the government now?
There's a system.
Right.
There's a system.
But the figurehead is yet to be inaugurated.
Except that, you don't know.
Transitions are
midnight.
So you event
As we speak now, we have a parliament. So that is one of the decisions that is,
we don't have a president. We don't have a vice president.
No, we don't.
Right.
No, but there's a system working. If you like, try it.
Yeah, of course.
You can test it.
But let's go with the appointment.
So I think that these are men, of a certain clout. Men and women of a certain clout. Dr. Valerie Sawyer, she's been there.
She's been there.
Yeah, under Professor Mills, we saw her. Under President Mahama also, we saw her.
I think she was Deputy Chief of Staff.
Yeah, Deputy Chief of Staff. And then at the point in time, I think she became a presidential advisor too, before President Mahama, exited. So it's more like she's back to that position. Then who else?
Leading the list is Julius Debra.
Okay, Julius, who is also back in that position. Okay.
But we see two women in this list.
Yes, Dr. Valerie Sawyer and then Marietta Ejewa.
Out of how many?
Out of seven. Seven so far. Seven.
So Julius brings to this particular, position a certain level of good human interpersonal relationship that he's developed over the years. I mean, you could approach Julius any day, any time, and expect a certain results. Okay, I mean, you could call him anytime; he will pick his phone. You could send him a text message, and then he will reply and all that. So Julius, I don't think people Yeah.
There are no qualms with him.
Yes. We wouldn't have any qualms with him. So it's more like, listen, he's back to a position that he's occupied before. A job that he's done. Again, he has very, very, very good relationship with President-elect Mahama. So over the years, as many left, I think he's among one of the few who stayed. With him
on the loyalty score, I've heard people say, "Get yourself a Julius Debra."
Exactly, you will hear that because since the victory, I've seen young people in the party who had actually traveled, who wrote on socials the accounts of how they left their country, and Julius convened them back, formed a core team to say, we are doing a rescue mission, we are coming back, we are staying faithful to the man, we are working from the back room and all of that. So you will hear a lot about Julius and it won't depart from the loyalty narrative.
Yes. So Julius has been there. I mean, he's a party person you can always approach. You recall that at a certain point in time when the NDC and then the chief of staff, Julius was brought in from the local government ministry to replace him.
And concerns of John Mahama being inaccessible.
Exactly. Sure. And then the people also felt that Bani was, inaccessible as well. So then Julius stepped in.
Opened up.
Exactly. Had contested elections before in Suhun. Had, served as a party.
I think Operiansa beat him in Suhun.
Yes. Regional party chair and so on. So he's gone through the mill to wherever he is today. So good guy. And I think that he will just continue from wherever, he left off. Now, then you have
Dr. Callistus Mahama.
Exactly. I mean, long before this, he's been taped as the guy to become the secretary to the exactly. I haven't encountered him, much, but the word on the street is that an equally good material, intellectual, up to the task. It's like
the role that Professor Raymond Atuguba played in Mahama's early days.
Sure. And Professor Atuguba is back in the university. But Callistus, like many others, have stayed with President Mahama. And so I think that it was expected that, I mean, having served as his administrative head during the campaign, I mean, he would just be elevated to continue whatever he started. Then you have
Prosper Douglas
Bani.
Previously chief of staff, now he's heading the interim security task force.
Yes, well, it's in the interim. Maybe. Well, he's also served as interior minister before. I think before, and then at the point in time he was ambassador. What was the word? Potentiary at a point in time where everybody felt that, hey, the guy has been booted out. But he always, has a way of, coming back. So, I mean, interim, I don't know where it will end.
Right.
Maybe he becomes the national security coordinator or national security minister and all that. Good guy. He served also with the UN at a point in time. I'm told he was, very close to President Mahama. They've been friends since their Legon days and so on. So again, he's also known the man very well, and then the man knows him. Then you have...
we've spoken about Dr. Valerie Sawyer, so let's look at Guzi Tan.
Guzi. Okay. So, now reform parties.
Exactly.
Guzi. Yeah. PNDC Guzi. The Rollins is Guzi. Guzi of many colors. So Guzi has also been around. Okay. Many, have said that but Guzi would have been, Guzi is a presidential material. Many have said that. I mean, people who have encountered him, a lawyer, an intellectual, I mean, deep guy, and so on. People thought that he picked too early. Had he relaxed and allowed the President Mills, factor or the Rollins factor to, go, he would have emerged very strongly, and then maybe he would have become the president. And then what
have given him a lot of credit, you know. And there's also this thing that was said that during the campaign period, when people were having difficulty appreciating what the 24-hour economy was all about, it was Guzi who stepped out, you know, and then properly explained that whole concept, okay, to the appreciation of many, okay. And so, having been, you know, with a party in office, and then he coming on board, not just on board, he has been put there closer to the presidency for him to, you know, lead the 24-hour economy. There were claims that he was going to be made a trade minister. Okay, I don't know. I mean, with this, the presidency means that the president will want to keep him closer to himself. You know,
I think he was chairman of the Employment and Job Creation Committee of the NDC's 2024 manifesto team.
Okay. So then it starts to reason that, I mean, use 24-hour economy to further whatever it is that we develop.
Of the president. In the early hours of this morning, we saw the swearing in of the members of parliament right in the chamber, but the extended seating has been had now. They've been moved to the Blaster Square, where they would equally be witnessing the swearing in of the head of state. I can tell you security is quite tight. This is how the whole place looks like. From what you can see now is the inner perimeter. Only designated people with designated accreditation cards are allowed to be there. Not many media people are allowed to be in the inner perimeter. And even outside of the inner perimeter, your accreditation does limit you to a very large extent. Strict protocols being observed here and security as well. But let's try and see if we can engage some few people who are here, some very known faces. I can see a former attorney general who is a legal counsel to the president-elect in that appointment yesterday. Marita Bia Prof. Welcome to TV3. Congratulations are in order for you. This has been long coming, isn't it?
Yes, it has, indeed. I mean, it's well deserved. The president, the NDC, we all worked very hard, and I think it's well deserved.
And what is it that you are expecting, for instance, in terms of the speech your boss is to give the people of this country?
The speech? Did you say the speech? I didn't hear you.
Yes, I'm saying, what is your expectation of the speech generally that he has to give to the people of Ghana?
I believe he's going to give everybody hope. We've stated clearly that we are resetting the country, we are resetting Ghana, and of course, to improve the situation we find ourselves in. To give everybody hope. That's going to be
a quick one from you on this whole thing about oral. Many say, well, he should leave it to state institutions. What's your take on the oral?
Please remember that oral was set up as a small committee to start receiving information. Simple. That's why oral was set up. If you read the communique on the establishment of oral, they were just to receive information from the public.
So nobody should be afraid at all?
Nobody should be afraid at all. They're receiving information on all information relating to recovering all the loot as the expression for loot. And so,
many thanks, Marita. Let me talk to Mr. Tony later. Okay, he doesn't want to make a comment. Ma'am, any few words to say congratulations to you as well. What are your expectations?
Oh, I'm just enjoying a lovely event, making history in our beautiful, beautiful country.
Okay, many thanks. Let me go to Emma Hardcastle. Well, she will also not talk. Benita Okiti, yeah, she's a former MP. What's your expectation?
Oh, well, I'm so excited. And first of all, I'd like to thank Ghanaians for giving us this opportunity. It hasn't been easy. God has seen us through. And I have so much all the policies that he's set up to do, he will do it because he really wants to reset Ghana. And already you can tell by the team that he's putting together that we really mean business, and we are ready to reset this republic to become a better place for all of us.
Okay, many thanks. Would you tell us your name?
My name is Honorable Daniela Mavis Matthias.
Okay, what's your expectation for today?
My expectations are that everything is going to go on well, smoothly. Ghanaians have spoken. They have chosen their president, and we expect that everything will go on smoothly. We cannot wait for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to begin his reset of this country.
Many thanks. Let me speak to a former Minister of Information, Zita Okaikwe. You have done some amount of work, especially in the Ashanti region we met you. But today, how significant is it for you, one, as a member of the NDC and also as a former appointee?
All I'll say is that today is a happy day. Today I've seen His Excellency John Mahama come back to power. There were a lot of pastors who said that God is angry with you. So for me, I know that God loves all children. And so for those fake pastors to say that really got to me. So my joy today is that God has proven Himself that He's God. And He has brought back John Mahama. The past 8 years I call it a reign of terror, where the president was not listening to anybody. And we went through economic challenges, a lot of hardships in this country. And I believe that with John Mahama back in power, things will get better. He has done it before, he will do it again. So all I'll say is that Ghanaians should rally behind him and support him so that his 4-year term would be very successful. I'm a very happy person this morning, coming to witness His Excellency being sworn in.
When should we start counting down for John Mahama?
John Mahama has given us 120 days. 120 days where he has promised to do certain things, like putting in place his cabinet, making sure that certain draconian taxes are cancelled and so forth. So I think that within the days, and I can tell you that he has already hit the ground running even before this day, because as you are aware, immediately the transition team was put in place. So I know for once that the oral is already in progress. So I know His Excellency is going to deliver massively.
Okay. All right, many thanks, Zita Okaikwe. She's a former Minister of Information. Let me try and see if I can get some word. A former GRA boss, Mr. Blankson. Where have you been hiding? It's been a while.
Hello. Good morning. Yeah, I'm still in the system.
And for you, how significant is this day, for you, one as a former boss of the tax authority and also presumably a member of the NDC?
Yes, I'm still a member of the NDC and also I'm a member of the GRA. I'm still a member of the...
Okay. All right, many thanks. That's Mr. Blankson. He's a former boss of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Nasi, congratulations once again. Your song has been widely circulated. Many say it's part of the things that edge the victory of the NDC. What for you is your take home for today, or what do you want to see as a take home from today?
Major take home that I would like to see is President Mahama is being sworn in, and then also today is more like the second Independence Day, and as today I'm fortunate to be part of this because Kwame Nkrumah's time I wasn't there, but today I really wanted to be part of this, so today I'm here. So yeah.
I'm not sure you have an opportunity to do your song today because it's strictly a state event, an official one. of the sort. But is there any other thing that you're doing for John Mahama apart from the last one that is sent shivers down the spine of the opposition party now?
You know, he says President Mahama said we should all come together and then rave Ghana. So I have a quota, I have a part that I should play for his tenure in the office. So I'll do my part as a citizen of Ghana to support, grow Ghana. So I have to make sure.
Many thanks, that's Nasi. Let's see if we can get some other people to talk to. Members of the clergy are here. Let's see what we can get from them. Sir, good morning to you. You're live on TV3. What's your name?
I'm Apostle Dr. Bright Susu from Ashanti Region, Ghana Pentecostal Council, Ashanti Region.
Okay. What are you expecting from His Excellency the President today in terms of his acceptance speech?
Well, what I'm expecting is that all the promises he made, he would promise us, and we will trust God that he will be able to fulfill them. Yeah.
And what role as men of faith are you expecting to play in his administration?
Well, all we have to do is to make sure we support him in prayer. Whatever vision God has given him, we are willing to stand with him in prayer, to hold his hand till the vision God has given him is accomplished. Yes.
Okay, many thanks. Let me get a few words from Ma'am. Good morning. What's your name?
Kenna Janet Pietin from Salvation Army.
Salvation Army. What is your expectation for today?
Pardon?
What's your expectation for today?
My expectation for today, I just want to be a witness to this great occasion.
Okay, you want to be a witness to this great occasion. Let me quickly get some other people from. Sir, what's your name?
My name is Gideon Wamiche.
Okay. What's your expectation for today?
Yeah, we want to see the president sworn in, and that's why I came all the way from Kumasi here to be part of this ceremony. And I'm expecting that the president will hit the ground running, and all the promises he gave during the campaign, he will see to them that they come into reality.
Despite winning to death's majority, there are greater calls for unifying the country as well. In terms of his speech, how unifying are you expecting it to be?
He's already started. If you have seen the invitation for this ceremony, it cuts across all political divide and religious divide. So we are expecting the president to use his massive support that he's had from voters to put us together as one people and cause us to forge forward.
Okay, all right. Many thanks to you, sir. Let me see if I can get some other people from the outside again. Okay, all right. Okay, so how are you? What's your first off? What's your name?
Reverend Gabriel Agbebe, EP Church.
EP Church. Okay. Yeah. What are you expecting, one, as men of faith, with respect to the swearing in, and also in terms of how unifying his speech should be?
Oh, we expect. For all looking now, everything is going on well, but we expect very courageous and speech from the president.
Very courageous, but in terms of how he needs to rally the country behind, it appears there's some sharp division in the country. As men of faith, what really are you expecting him to do immediately in terms of bringing the country together?
That one, God himself is in control, will take control. He will give him the wisdom and understanding to rule this country. Yes.
All right, many thanks, Reverend Agbeve of the EP Church. Let me see if I can get some other people to talk to. Few people. Say, what's your name?
My name is Alhaji Idris Maila Scones.
Okay. What for you remains very key in terms of how you expect the president elected in few hours, His Excellency the President of the Republic, in rallying the country behind the flag?
Thank you very much. My expectation is not different from other people's expectations because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a unifier. He's very peaceful and lovely. And I know that top on his agenda will be unifying the country. I have no doubt about that. In fact, this is one of the greatest inauguration ceremonies ever to be recorded in this country. Recording a whooping 22 visiting presidents from Africa and across the world. This is a feat that he has chalked for himself. It's my expectation that his governance, he comes with peace and also focus in his development agenda for the country. I have no doubt in my mind that the president is going to deliver. And at the end of the day, Ghanaians will be very happy and proud that we once have a president who has come and gone and has come again and has delivered to the expectations of Ghanaians.
Many thanks. So these are some few expectations of the people who are gathered in here. If you look at how the demarcation is, quite far away from here, you can see people who are guests, special guests and the others, really are seated under the red tent, the canopy over here, distinguished from those at the other side opposite who are in the green. And it's really what the organizers or the planners have had it to be like. So basically, this is how the whole setup looks like. All these people, if you see them, they have to work for it. But at the other side, you can see spectators, especially supporters of the NDC, far away at the other side, who can still observe the ceremony from the giant screens provided at the Independence Square. At least they count about 6 giant screens. So even if they miss anything, they'll still be watching it from the giant screen. I just want to run you by what the program lineup would be like, and guests are supposed to be seated a.m. and members of the diplomatic corps all seated at 8 a.m. Arrival of the former heads of state, members of parliament, Her Ladyship the Chief Justice and the Justice of the Superior Court, and would enter the chamber and take their seats. All will rise at that moment. The Speaker's procession enters the chamber, all will rise as well. The Right Honourable Speaker will take the chair, all to be seated. Then the Speaker will call the House to order. Mind you, this is an extended sitting of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, the 9th Parliament, and this is a continuation of the first sitting of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. So the program, quite tight and all that. Right after 10 a.m., when the Speaker calls the House to order, the Majority Leader and the Minority Leader, at the invitation of the Right Honourable Speaker, will join the procession to receive the President-elect and the Vice President-elect to the House, and the President-elect and the Vice President-elect will be conducted into the chamber by the Right Honourable Speaker. Then the Right Honourable Speaker will invite the Ladyship, the Chief Justice, to administer the oaths of office to the President-elect and the Vice. Then the Vice President will take and subscribe to the oath of allegiance and the oath of His Excellency, the Vice President as well. I mean, these are a few of the items on the program lineup. Let me see if I can get a few words from Mr. Dana Budakpi. Apology, Excellency. I'm very well, thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Congratulations are in order. This has been really you've been expecting this all this while.
Well, We have been, they say we have a place somewhere there. Yeah, it is quite overwhelming. The mandate is overwhelming. We have a responsibility to help to make it work for the benefit of the country. And for all
right, okay, many thanks. Many thanks. Let me get the former chairman of the NDC, Samuel Ofusombo, who is exchanging exchanging the pleasantries with.
The day the Lord has made, and we should rejoice and be glad in it. The NDC has been in opposition for 8 years by the grace of God and by the kind mandate that our victory is not a victory.
The Black Star Square dignitaries arriving for the presidential inauguration for President-elect John Dramani Mahama, as well as Vice President-elect Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyemang. Aerial view of the Black Star Square just superimposed over the whole arena, just overlooking the Accra Sports Stadium. The Black Star Square in itself also gives you a vivid picture of what is transpiring. And now it looks like you look at this and certainly quite history be made.
Yes, it's a historical day.
And Trump sanctioned it, now created the office. He said it on Twitter that he wants to be the director of government.
Some comments on social media have suggested that too. The Black Star Square, as we know, it is usually a terrazzo ground, but we see that the entire grounds have been covered with a green carpet.
From the Ministry of Information, the State Protocols Department, the committee put together for this presidential inauguration. The expectation is to have about 21 heads of state from Africa and beyond. Already we know that a number of the heads of state across the sub-region, the rest of sub-Saharan Africa and the world have arrived. 3 vice
at this moment, everybody should be proud to be Ghanaian and African for that matter.
Right. So you worked hard closely with the Vice President-elect, now coming to be the Vice President, Professor Jane Naana Opoku-Agyemang. You were part of the campaign team that saw to it that she puts forward her messages. Do you really think that her message that she put across to women, for example, the Women Development Bank and all the Jumara projects that she talked about, was what resonated with the Ghanaian people to bring, to give her the vote and then John Mahama the vote as well?
I think it's important to know that as a political party, the NDC actually had 2 outstanding candidates coming forward. So by putting His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama forward first, and him sticking with Professor Naana Jane, you cannot underestimate the impact both of them had, and also, equally importantly, what Professor Jane Naana Opoku-Agyemang did. And it is clear that she had an enormous impact. You remember in the last election in 2020, the presidential vote moved from 4.5 million to 6 million. Yeah. And it was maintained and increased on this occasion. So it is clear that changes that John Mahama was sending was very different from the messages, for example, that Professor Naana Jane was sending. And then we also had the party team, which was led by the chairman, Honorable Asiedu Nketia. So when you look at the kind of campaign that we had, I think with hindsight, it was clear that victory was in sight. But we didn't become complacent, and that also helped to chalk the type of victory, unprecedented victory, that we have chalked.
The 6 million votes we saw in the elections, don't you think it is because the 8-year cycle tradition that we have in Ghana is here, and so that automatically is what we are seeing, than just to the people to get them the votes?
Not really. I mean, I think that it's a contributory factor, that is clear. But you also have to look at the number of seats we won, and you have to look at the total size of the victory that we had. And that cannot be attributed just to the 8-year itch. Actually, a lot more has happened in this particular election. It has become a total rejection of the MPP as a major factor. And the need for Ghanaians who bought the message that Ghana needs to be reset, the way it has been dealt with at the current moment, or the way the path we were taking, and Ghana must be reset. And that for me is very crucial in why you can't just put it down to the 8-year age. It played a part, definitely, but there was more to it than just that.
Okay, let's talk about the sector which you have expertise in, the health sector. You're a former health minister. And when you look at the just immediate past health ministry and how it was governed, remember, we were collecting from the COVID period till now, there were a lot of issues, procurement breaches and all of that, allegations and all that. Till now, we're seeing the Sewa hospital, we understand that the contractors are saying when the project is not fully complete but was commissioned. All these things that come to play, how do you feel about the health sector, the management in all?
You single out the health sector, I single out all the institutions. There is not an institution, as far as I'm concerned, that is not in trouble. All the institutions have real difficulties. And the health sector, you can single out simply because of the amount of money that went into it, especially with the COVID funds, etc., for which we have no real, or we are not satisfied with the accounting process so far. So there's a lot that has to be looked at in the health sector. We are in government. It's our duty to go through the books, to look at everything. But more importantly, the priorities and how we've gone about some of the projects has not helped. You cannot just concentrate on one aspect of hospital building and decide that that is the way forward. We have regional hospitals that have to be built. We have health centers. We have chief compounds, and we have district hospitals.
Now the president, not to interrupt, that the president to the John Mahama administration to complete these Agenda 1 projects, health projects that are ongoing.
The president has indicated that his administration is not going to start his projects, but will try and do everything possible to finish these projects. The important aspect that everybody should keep on, funding was left for those projects to be completed. And if there's no funding stream and you're cutting swords on projects which you never had the funding for, US complete it. But so long as they are laudable projects and they have been started, it behoves on us as to ensure that we can finish it. It is also important to note that there are many projects which we and beyond, which have still not completed. The question people should ask is why were they not completed? And we are being not being a government under President Mahama who is totally patriotic. That's not the basis of why we are here. We will complete all the projects that are outstanding from our era to this, what we're going to do. By the time, the funding to do it.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Alex Segwefia, former health minister, lead for the Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang campaign team when we were garnering votes for the NDC in the 2024 elections. Number the overall lead for the Green Army, the NDC, the Naana of the Democratic Congress in the person of Johnson Asiedu Nketia. I've also spotted the General Secretary and also the national organizer of the party, Joseph Yamin, will be getting a tete-a-tete with them. But that is the color we are seeing at the Independence Square, as we understand that in some few minutes.
Yes, in the event start officially, and then it will have taking the oath.
It's going to be given his inaugural speech or the sort. What's your expectation?
Oh, to be very honest with you, I'm pretty sure that President John Dramani Mahama is going to appoint expertise, people who actually know the job. And I'm pretty sure that they will perform to the benefit of the government.
Okay, all right. Many thanks to you. Sir, congratulations, sir, in order. Your life.
We deserve to celebrate.
What do you make of the numbers here? So giving indication that people, Ghanaians generally are happy to see this day come forward.
I already overwhelmed. I have my fears that there will be a lot of overwhelming. There will be people who may not even enter before the program closes.
Okay, so tell us about the NDC. Now, this is a time where a lot of people say they need to take back to the drawing table to get themselves together, bring the leadership forward to bring the party back to power sometime. But the NDC, what would be happening within this time when John Mahama is in power?
Oh, we need to assist in the formation of the new government. I don't think Ghanaians will forgive us if we get anything wrong. The same enthusiasm with which we were brought. It is that level of expectation. We have a huge challenge and responsibility to make sure we do not fail Ghanaians. After the immediate phase of forming government, the party will be at the drawing table. Victory doesn't mean that we don't have challenges. We will be reviewing the elections outcomes and to be able to determine what we got right, so we intensify that, and then to identify, of course, a few areas where we didn't get it quite right. Make sure that.
Does that mean that they're looking for winning another term after John Mahama?
That is the objective of every political party. We intend to compete all the years ahead. We will have to lose any election to beat record, humiliating that piece of.
A lot of people know he has
that, and but I've never had vision of becoming a circumstances force into. And since entering politics, plan that I intend to do. Circumstances put me there. So I've stopped planning anything politically. But to tell you what, I believe that some of our people seems to be jumping the gun. And maybe it is because of the encouragement of people like you in the everything that will happen in 2020. Everything that will happen in 2028 on the front of NDC will depend largely on the performance of President John Dramani Mahama. If he succeeds, it presents different opportunities. If he doesn't succeed, I'm afraid you get to a point where even if the flag bearership is handed to you on a silver platter, you'll be running away from it. So our focus ought to be on making sure President Mahama succeeds, so that anybody who replaces him on solid foundation, our everybody within the party who is nursing ambition for the future, to make sure that the action don't lead to the compromise or injuring the prospects of President Mahama succeeding. So the immediate focus ought to be that President Mahama must succeed in a very excellent manner, so that any other person succeeding him can ride on his success.
Thank you very much. The leader of the Green Army, the National Democratic Congress, Johnson, as well as the second man to the lead himself, Fifi, General Secretary of the NDC, clad in white, wearing a. I'm sure he's so excited. This is what you have been looking for all these years, 8 years in opposition, isn't it?
I'm not too sure about it's as simple as that, but let's just say that it's been a hard battle and a victory won. So a day to be celebrated together with all Ghanaians. So clearly a day to be happy and to wish our country the best.
All right. Let me. I know that you have criticized the government from start to finish, but let me just pick your thoughts, not final thoughts. Let me say, as Akufo-Addo leaves government, how would you generally rate the governance? Sincerely, because now we are not dealing with partisanship, we're dealing with the democratic feel of the country. So how do you feel of Akufo-Addo? Do you think that he has done some?
And but very what I call, I don't know how to, it's almost as if it's the level of depravity, the degeneration, the immorality of the leadership that has been for me the biggest issue. I mean, brought this country to the lowest possible level as far as governance is concerned. And I'm not saying this just because he's an opponent. I mean, we've seen Kufuor's government. I wouldn't say it was the best, but compared to what we have seen over the last 8 years, it's absolutely a disaster. It's, for me, it's completely forgettable. It's one that Ghana must use as a benchmark for how low not to sink. No government into the future should sink as low as we have seen done. The selfishness, the greed, the deception, the arrogance, the insensitivity. In fact, the thinking that somehow the people of Ghana are not intelligent and therefore you can continue deceiving and gaslighting. For me, those are the things that absolutely hurt me more.
You speak with so much passion. I don't know, these are very harsh words, or you think they are just the
truth? It's the truth. It's the truth. That, I mean, we've been in government, so we clearly know it's not an easy process. So I do not anticipate that it's going to be easy even for we coming back into office. But there's a certain minimum of values that you must have. A leader must to tell the truth. I've not seen a lot. Must have the capacity to be humble. we've not seen a lot of that. To show some selflessness, we've not seen a lot of that. I mean, so it's one value after another. And there is not an election. The people of Ghana showing their revulsion, their anger at the level of arrogance and insensitivity, the greed, the selfishness. I mean, I only pray for the sake of Ghana that no future government drops as low as Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia drop this country.
All right, thank you so much. That is Fifi Abikwe, the General Secretary of the party. Before I hand over to Umaru Sanda, who is my colleague here at Channel 1 TV, let me say that I've spotted the children of Professor Jane Naana Opoku-Agyemang, who is expected to be inaugurated as Vice President of the Republic. I also have here the former Speaker of Parliament, Edward Ajahu. I'm sure Sanda will be having a conversation with him, but these are the big wigs of the NDC, Sanda. A number of them who I've already spoken to, the Chief of Staff, who is confident that he says that he is coming as being appointed as Chief of Staff, even though he knows how close he is with President-elect John Mahama. But he's excited to be given this position, and he will be working closely with John Mahama. Sanda. So I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Akosi Autry. This is our coverage of the inauguration of John Dramani Mahama, the return of a former president to the presidency of the Republic of Ghana, having been elected by a victory or margin of victory that has not been seen in recent times. And like Akosi said, a number of the dignitaries here in our midst. I'm just going to try and get a few more views. The former Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Edward Ajahu, actually I want to say a quick word to him. Honorable, congratulations on your party's re-election. What does this re-election mean for you, based on everything you have?
And therefore, when you get power, you choose it well to the advancement of the people who elected you. 8 years is gone. A new era has come. For me, it shows that our democracy is maturing. It shows that we are on the right path in terms of multi-party democracy. In spite of all its challenges, at least we have changed government through the ballot box, but not through violence. And this, for me, is a big plus for this country. What we need to work on going forward is to make